Yo, what's up guys, Neon Blitz here, back with another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. They have officially dropped the Kid Buu or Majin Buu Pure character spotlight on their official channels. I know creators in the content creator program for Squadra already have this, plus, you know, Kid Buu was played by Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, so people already saw his full kit and even have played him, but I wanted to wait till Bandai Namco officially drops the trailer. So yeah, let's just get into this. You know, I still can't believe they're making Kid Buu technical, but I have faith in the Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra team in order to make a cool kit for him. And I mean, he has. Whoa, was that a hook? Yeah, it's a hook. Oh god, that's gonna be toxic. Yeah, I remember seeing this from the season 4 trailer. These like clones, they like attack you. Whoa, okay. Yeah, he like, you know, beat his chest, and then this ult. I'm guessing it's his ult. Yeah, it's his ult. That looks like a pretty good range, and like you can move around during it. Okay. I mean, it's just what he does. Majin Buu Pure, Kid Buu. I'm just gonna call him Kid Buu. A wicked hero who scatters parts around to weaken enemies, spawn clones to harass enemies and dominate the battlefield. Okay. Now, Kid Buu has a lot to live up to, considering our last technical character was Season 2 in December with Ultimate Gohan. I don't know why they wait so long to put out a technical character. I get it, Season 3, you know, had Vegito Kefla, who they wanted to get out first. And then obviously they wanted the gods to be the main hype for the half anniversary. But can we not go like 3-4 months without a new character for these roles, please? Alright, but let's see what he does. Passive, Mystic Body. Creates parts. Each time your base HP is reduced by a certain percentage of its max value, parts will scatter around you. Applies movement speed down to enemies and range of the parts. How does this work? Okay, Goku's rush attacking. Ooh, applies dot. Then he hits Goku and then looks like he applies movement speed down. Interesting. Okay, this is kind of reminding me of you know, him dropping the parts reminded me of a character in League of Legends called Zac. But he didn't drop his parts by getting hit. He dropped it from using abilities himself. So that's interesting that Kid Buu drops it from hitting being hit from enemies and then applying movement speed down. It makes me wonder if you want to go more tanky with him. So, you know, maybe if you went to build ups, solid barrier defense stuff, maybe you can get more parts out. And they'll also let you live longer so you can get more parts out. That could be interesting. Rush attack, a physical attack. Parts within the AoE transform into close, applying all defense down and dealing additional damage to enemy. All defense down? Not even like strike defense or energy defense, just all defense down? That is very powerful. You know, Kid Gohan used to have energy defense down. They actually had to remove it because it was too strong at nuking bosses, because Kid Gohan would just use his skill 3 on a damage dealer, let's just say a Super Saiyan Goku Spear, or Super Saiyan Goku. And then while the boss has energy defense down, the Super Saiyan Goku with Spirit Bomb, and it would like one-shot the boss. So I imagine it's not going to be as strong as that, but all defense sounds very interesting. Okay, so just basic rush attack. Looks like it has decent range. I don't know if that's just a visual. Okay, then the parts. So now, so his passive with the parts also applies movement speed down. And then the rush attack applies to all defense down. So all your stats are going to be lowered just from you hitting him and him rush attacking you. That's very annoying. Okay, skill 1, arm ball. Throw parts at a targeted location. Parts will scatter around the area of impact. Okay, so he has a way to form his own parts. That's good. The amount scattered increases with skill level. Okay. Considering how parts are kind of his main gimmick with his passive, I imagine you're going to max this out first. But let's see. Okay, it just seems like a simple projectile, and then they'll just throw parts out. And then, oh, at max rank, it looks like it spawns like 3 parts. Okay, yeah, I mean, considering how big parts seem to be, you know, applying the movement speed down, and all defense down. Yeah, the parts seem to be very big, so I imagine you max out first. Skill 2, leg hook. Just from the trailer, this is the ability that interests me the most, because hooks and mobiles have been significantly strong to like the end of time. Being able to just manually bring someone from the enemy team into your team is super strong. You know, obviously, you know, there's a bunch of people with hooks in League, and you know, depending if you get hooked, you just die. They're that strong just because the amount of, you know, time you're unable to move and you're in with to the enemy team. So let's see what this hook does. Stretch your leg in a targeted direction, grabbing an enemy. If the attack lands, the enemy is pulled in close and headbutted, staggering them and dealing additional damage. So he has pretty much, you know, he not only or brings you out of position into himself or your team. But then he also stuns you or staggers you. That kind of reminds me of Blitzcrank's like Q and E. You know, he'll hook you in and then knock you up. It's kind of the same thing here. If there are parts near the target, range is increased. Okay. How long is that stun? Because I want to see how long is that stagger. Okay. We'll say this is the animation. And they rendered this like 30 frames. So let's say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And they rendered this at 30 frames a second. So this is pretty much like a second. That's pretty good. A second stun after hooking someone. It feels like it lasts longer too. Maybe it's closer to like 2 seconds. Just based on the amount of time staggered. I mean, look. That feels like a decently long time. And I want to see if I can time it with the YouTube timer at the bottom to see if it helps prove my point. So 112. Yeah, 113. So like a second, maybe 2 seconds. I mean, that seems pretty good, but it all depends on the range. Excuse me? Excuse me? Because that's like, okay, you know, that's like fine. Like, obviously a hook is still good, but that's not anything crazy. What is this range? So it looks like he absorbs the part and brings him all the way over here. Oh, that's weird. Wow, okay, that is crazy range. Imagine, you know, Kid Buu finds the perfect angle, hooks in like a God Goku. That is crazy range. And you're going to use your skill 1 to put up the parts, so then to increase the range of your skill 2. Wow, okay. I mean, that's a very dangerous ability. But I'm wondering, because it says if parts are near a target, ranges increase. I'm wondering how much the ranges increase. Because in my mind, you would max out a hook first. But I think with how the parts work with Kid Buu, you would max skill 1 first. So you can actually put more parts out and have them out without having to take damage. I don't know what his skill 3 is. But I would think you max skill 2 first. Or second, I should say. But let's just keep going. Because that really seems crazy. Skill 3, noisy chest drumming. Furiously beat your chest. Upon activation, gains extra HP. Okay. That's good, considering he needs to lose HP to get parts. Can move while attacking and applies movement speed down to enemies hit. Alright, so he's already applying movement speed down with his parts. And all defense down. And then this ability is going to make it so they get even more movement speed down. If there are any parts within the AoE, they will transform into clones and deal additional attacks. So that's the clones that we saw. Okay. AoE and damage increases based on how many clones there are. Also, movement speed down affects strength and amount of additional HP gained will increase incrementally. Huh. So you gain more HP and the movement speed down is stronger the longer this move goes on for. Okay, that's interesting. You know, I'm wondering how many ports you can get off if, like, let's just say you're super tanky and this is like the end of the ability. I'm wondering how long it lasts for. The attack ends up re-input use of another skill or use of vanishing stuff. So this is kind of reminding me of, I forget what character has something like this where, you know, it kind of goes off, but then you can't, if you do anything else, it ends. Interesting. Are you able to rush attack while you're doing this? That seems like a pretty decent range. Damn, look at all those parts. And I'm wondering, does this proc his passive and his rush attack that applies to all defense down? It says rush attack. So I don't think their all defense down would be applied here. But I mean, his passive already applies movement speed down, so this is going to increase the movement speed down as well. Though it does look like it gets rid of all of the parts. So I'm wondering if like the combo is going to be like, you skill 1 just to poke, get some parts out. And I'm also wondering, can the enemy destroy the parts? Like, can they be targeted? Because if you can't target, that's really strong. But if you can hit them and they'll go away, like I'm imagining this is not like Gotenks Ghosts where they need to be hit with a projectile. Imagine these can maybe be hit with rush attacks. Or maybe these are exactly like Gotenks Ghosts and you need to use your abilities to hit them. Who knows who's to say? We'll find out when Kid Buu comes out later tonight. But Alright, so he's getting more HP from this, and this is a decent range. And so it sounds like the combos, you skill 1, you apply the movement speed down from skill 1 and get the parts out. Then you use the additional range from the parts being out for skill 2 to hook someone in. They get staggered. And then you use your skill 3 afterwards to lower their movement speed so they can't run. And while they're doing this, if they try to fight you, you're getting more HP and you're going to have more parts out for them. Once the skill 3 ends, you can start rush attacking. Or you might have, they try hitting you, you're going to have more parts anyways. So, sounds like he's going to be really like annoying in a 1v1. Though obviously he's a technical character, so we don't know how tanky he is. And it's essentially that he doesn't... I don't know what his ult does. But so far from his passive, his rush attack, skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, he doesn't have anything that directly buffs your team in any way. So he's not like a Majin Buu or a 17 or Kid Gohan. He's more about just general damage and debuffing, like Hit and Ultimate Gohan, who we've seen have been some of the stronger technical characters. So very interesting to look at, considering this guy seemingly applies more debuffs with his rush attacks and the parts, especially compared to Ultimate Gohan, who I know Ultimate Gohan got updated to have defense down with his skill 1, but before he was the strongest character in the game without that. So I'm interested in how this exactly works with Kid Buu. But let's go into his ult. I mean, I like, all the clones beating their chests as well. Super attack, Earthbreaker. Drop down an energy blast upon a targeted location. On activation, parts in range will transform into clones, grabbing nearby enemies and applying movement speed down. So even more movement speed down. You're going to have a hard time running away from just from the amount of movement speed down you're getting. On detonation, a shockwave is generating, applying all defense down to enemies. Ooh, okay. I just want to see something real quick, because so you can use other skills during the noisy chest drumming, your skill 3. So I'm wondering, because we see here that once the skill ends, the clones and parts are gone. So I'm wondering if, when it says a shockwave is generated, or parts in range will transform into clones, I wonder if the parts will stay from the skill 3, or if they're going to go away and you essentially have to reapply the clones. Also on detonation, an area is created that deals additional damage and applies all attack down enemies. So this ult is lowering your movement speed, applying all defense down, and applying all attack down. What? So this ult is just debuffing everything about you. Okay. Will transform into parts while this area exists, applying immune to all to self. So this is Zamasu ult? Hang on, let me see this animation. So you're telling me this character that has a hook that's gonna debuff you all the way to hell has an ult that makes him immune. What? Okay. Transformation will end upon re-input or after a set amount of time. So his invulnerability is not even consistent. So let's just say you ult. You did throw like vanishing stuff or skill 1 vanishing stuff. Get out of there. While the enemy is like waiting for the invulnerability to run out. That's crazy strong. And yeah, you can see Goku taking additional damage there on the second part of also on detonation areas created that deals additional damage to all enemies. And since he's in here, he also has all defense down, and from this area of this after effect, applies all attack down. So this is like Frieza ult. The fact that they added the damage over time effect on Frieza's ult mixed with Zamasu's ult, while still debuffing you heavily. And we haven't even seen with the parts yet, right? Yeah, so we see 4 parts here. So he clicks ult, and before the ult even like lands, we see the clones just fly in, applying the movement speed down. And you're telling me, because this is on detonation, so that applied all defense down. And then that's applying all attack down. And Kid Buu is immune during all of this. What is this ult? What the hell? What is this ult? This ult just does everything. Immune. Debuffing the whole team. A little damage. The only thing it doesn't do is buff your team directly. This ult's crazy. What the hell? This has to be like a long cooldown, no? This ult makes you immune, heavily debuffs the enemy team, and does damage. And the range of the skill? I mean, that's like the whole screen. Or even like the whole boss arena. Because this is like Nappa. Yes, this is obviously rank 11 to max the range ult. But this is like crazy range. You can even see the circle here. That is like going past the Nappa ult or range. Obviously, I don't know what the range is for his when the ult's only level 1, level 2. But this ult seems crazy. This is actually one of the few ults that you probably should put points into it as soon as you can, as level 5 and level 8 and level 11. You know, if in a lot of characters that I might not upgrade their ult till like 10 and 11. Like, I'll get the ult at 5, of course, but then I won't upgrade it till like level 10 or level 11. This is an ult, or the reason I do that for some characters is to get, you know, some other videos like super, max out level 3, like I know for cooling. When I want to get to level 8, instead of upgrading my ult, I'll upgrade my skill one, the laser, because I figured that's better than having an upgraded ult. But this ult seems insane. What? And I imagine that's it for Kid Buu, because I mean, what else would he need? So, just to keep in mind for a potential combo you can do with Kid Buu, let's just say they have an enemy god Goku, or the tank is in your face. You're applying the parts. Also, it says your base HP of its max value, okay? You're applying movement speed down to maybe the enemy tank or something, or maybe all defense down, right? You're gonna throw skill 1, throw a part out. You're then gonna use the increase of range to potentially hook in an enemy damage dealer. Just complete out of position. You know, maybe if they have solid barrier, this alone will get their solid barrier. You're then gonna skill 3 to lower the movement speed and just gain extra health. You're then gonna maybe vanishing step or just walk towards the enemy team while you're using your skill 3. And then if you get low, or if it's just time to dodge a big attack, you ult, gain and you become immune to ult damage, and you're heavily debuffing the enemy team while doing a bunch of damage. What? Because we've seen, like, Ultimate Gohan. If an Ultimate Gohan just uses his skill 2 on you and perfectly lands it, like in a team fight, you might be dead. Just because the amount of crowd control he has with his skill 1, his passive, his skill 3, maybe even ult if he uses that damage on you. But this, like, the thing with that, Ultimate Gohan is kind of risking himself by swapping places with you. Kid Buu is bringing you, the enemy, to him. So theoretically, he should be playing with his team and be safe. And he has an immune to all ult, which, yes, Ultimate Gohan kind of has the same thing, yes. But this one's going to be doing damage longer and heavily debuffing the whole team. This guy on paper seems absolutely insane. I know, obviously, we don't know his numbers, the amount of damage he could do, you know, his cooldowns and all that, or maybe base HP and all that, and how much a defense actually debuff you. But he seems absolutely crazy on paper. I'm excited to try him out. Kid Buu is the character I was most excited for this season anyways, so I'm excited to try him out tonight. I'll be making a bunch of videos covering Kid Buu, of course. So, yeah, he seems absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, meaning a lot to me. Stay tapped in the channel if you want to stay up with everything Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra, including features news coverage, more videos on God, Goku, God Vegeta, and Kid Buu when Kid Buu comes out tonight, because I'll be making a bunch of Kid Buu videos. So if you want to stay tapped in for that, make sure to stay tapped into the channel, as well as any other potential news you need to know for the game. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!